And as if by magic, here we are. We went back to the main menu and hit the reload and take us back to just after we leveled up our character. That's genuinely not something that I've experienced in all the plays I've done where we were destroyed so monumentally before even making it to the first mission. Don't know if that's something to do with it being on normal difficulty, but hey, we'll give it another go. So let's head towards our mission again. I'm still going to go and loot the debris. Okay, I think this might actually be where we were wanting to head. We'll turn off our sustained burn. It might aid us in our ability to travel a little better. You're being hailed by the hegemony fleet. Unknown fleet, identify yourself. Running with a transponder off in hegemony space is against the law. You're hereby ordered to turn your transponder on and submit to a cargo scan. Turn it on and comply. You issue an order to activate the transponder and wait for the cargo scan to finish. After a brief wait, the hegemony security detachment transmits the scan results. No contraband or suspicious cargo found. Commander Sunday Olympus looks vaguely displeased. If I catch you running with your transponder off again, you won't get off so easily. Comlink is cut before you have a chance to respond. Leave. Okay, now we will loot here again. Begin our salvage operations. Take the junk that's here. And then I believe what we are actually meant to do, stabilize the jump points, contact Station Commander Ayu. It's probably what her name is, I'd imagine. Yeah, I clearly clicked the wrong element of the map, and it was taking us to the jump point, not to where we wanted to communicate. The fleet approaches Ansira. The fleet transmits identification codes via the transponder, and you are soon granted docking clearance. Open the comm directory. Ayo! Your connection request is established surprisingly quickly, given that Assistant has many responsibilities. Ah, you've come. Excellent. As you're well aware recently, well, I suppose we can skip that part. I could use a refresher on recent events. I think this will probably give us the backstory. We've been running experiments on the dormant gate in this system, trying to connect it back to the domain's gate network. Promising experiments, or so we thought, until an energy pulse we expected would get a response from the gate destabilize the jump points leading into the system, cutting us off from the rest of the sector. It's rather like how the sector is cut off from the domain. Writ small, the stars have a sense of irony, do they not? Basically, we are in a sector of space that's completely cut off from where we originally come from, because the jump gates that we used to use to travel around are no longer functioning the way they used to. Long story short. The miners of the Derinkiu system, which is also located in this system... The miners of Derinku Station, which is also located in this system, and was operating near a subsistence level, were hit the hardest. They turned to piracy, intercepting one of the last food shipments to come in. Out of desperation, no doubt, but there were deaths, and they've put themselves well outside the law. Their leaders now know that if jump points are stabilised and the system is once again part of the sector, they can look forward to a life sentence at a penal colony, at absolute best. Alright, so where does Dick Johnson fit in? The miners turned pirate are guarding the jump points, preventing us from gathering recent readings and coming up with a way to stabilise them. We do have a security detachment that could handle their forces, but they're tied up defending Ansira. The pirates are too much for you to take on, but fortunately, you don't have to. We've got an agent on Derinkiu Station who was able to gain access to recent sensor readings from the ships guarding the jump points, but they have not been able to get a long-range comm array to send the data to us. That's where you come in. Head to Derinkiu and retrieve the data from an agent. Then return here. Why me? Why not? I'm not exactly spoiled for choice, and you've shown some ability to handle difficulties. It's not going to be a milk run, that's for sure. What's the plan? First off, make sure to turn off your transponder once you unlock. I've instructed the security detachment not to give you any trouble about that. If you're lucky, the pirates may think you're one of their own and let you approach Derinku without any trouble. Still, it makes sense to go dark as you get closer to make sure they can't get too good a reading on your fleet. Gain the ability Go Dark, and if they do notice me, then you're in trouble. Activate emergency burn to get out of there. Lose them and then come back around to try again. Don't E-burn unless you really need to though. It's hard on the ships and will cost you more supplies to recover from. Eats up a good chunk of fuel too. That's like your get out of jail card. You're a massive amount of fuel burnt up very quickly to speed away. Excellent. Thank you for being willing to help. Come back when you've got the data. Good luck. See, that's why we died that time. Now, memory serves well, that when you're not playing the tutorial part of the game, you don't have to do this mission. So I did it the first couple of times, and then I didn't do it the second couple of times. But there you go. Lesson learned. We're going to see if we can trade some of our goods that we've got. We've got some naff that we don't want. So we'll get rid of our metals. I think we can probably get rid of... Oh. We'll get rid of some of these. We'll keep the people we've got. What we've got here, mod specs. A collection of notes, guidelines, and practical examples that enable one to adapt and apply this modification to various hulls. Increases the command point recovery rate by 250% when installed on the flagship. We could buy that for $6,000, but they would also be taxed. One of the problems with operating within like the Federation space is that they have a tariff on everything that you buy. So whatever the price says, it's going to be higher. A 30% tariff is massive. There is, however, the option to go on the black market, which you cannot do whilst you're running your transponder because people will know about it and they'll shaft you for it. They don't like it. They don't like it. So we managed to sell a bunch of relatively useless metal for 400 credits, which was pointless, but it has freed up some cargo hold space, some space. From here, normally you can also go down to the dockside bar to get missions, repair your ship if you need it, and consider your military options is, can I bombard this space station / planet and take over, which we don't want to do right now. So we are quick saving because the game instructed me to, not so I can cheese it. Stabilize the jump points. Sneak into the Derinku mining station. We will do that. So we want to turn off our transponder and then head for the mining station, which is over here. So if you hit tab, that brings up your local area map and you can navigate around that way. Sometimes it's impossible to know what you're aiming for because you haven't checked your tactical map, and you don't know where the planets are. So always have a look at your map if the system has been mapped. I don't know if it's there if it hasn't been mapped. I can't remember. So let's also let's scavenge around here whilst we're about. Oh, there's not a lot of salvage here, and there's a significant risk that we will get hurt, so we will avoid that one today. There is a debris field here though, so we'll check that one out on the way. It's a fantastic game. There's a link below the stream to where you can purchase the game. It's not currently available on Steam. It's been in development since about 2013. I discovered it from fellow YouTubers, Splattercat Gaming, I think probably Mathas Games as well. But it's so much. It's good fun, and it's cheap as chips at the moment. If you are interested in it, you can pick it up. I imagine it'll be greatly increased in price if you wait for a Steam purchase, if it ever gets on Steam. But at the moment, it's about £15, I think, from the developer's website. Your fleet assembles a stable orbit relative to the debris field. The field appears stable and will not drift apart anytime soon. Long-range scans indicate it is likely something of value can be found inside. We'll assess that. Okay. We will take all. It hasn't put too much of a strain on us. It is throwing me because when you're maneuvering around in this screen, you left click to go somewhere. When you're maneuvering around in this screen, you right click to go somewhere, and that's enough to sufficiently throw my brain into the toilet. Hello, everybody in here. Iskander Huang, our agent. Your fleet approaches Derinku mining station. Your fleet goes into orbit around the mining station. The local port authority seems to take no issue with your explanation for why your transponder, regrettably, can't be turned on. You contact the engine and exchange passphrases to verify each other's identities. The agent then transmits a data file with recent raw sensor readings of the unstable jump points. Thank you very much. Let's see if we can sell some of this shite while we're here. I think we... Is there an option to go on the black market? There is an option to go on the black market. We can buy black market goods in here, which are, again, they have no tariff applied to them. I'm not sure if it affects anything else. I don't know if they're more expensive, but there you go. What have we got here? A converted hangar converts the ship's standard shuttle hangar to house a fighter bay. The improvised manufactory that produces fighter chassis is unreliable and most components have minor defects. Don't need that. Armoured weapon mounts. Increases the durability of all weapons by 100%, but decreases their turn rate by 25%. Also increases the ship's armour by 10%. We don't want any of those, I don't think. There are so many weapon points on various ships that it's overwhelming currently. So I'm just gonna... Ooh, increases the ship's armor by 100, 200, 300, 400 points, depending on hull size, and reduces its maneuverability by 20%. That might not be so bad. Makeshift shield generator. Installs a makeshift inefficient shield generator on the ship. The shield emitter is locked in a forward-facing position and has a 90-degree arc. The shield generator draws as much of its power from engines and reduces the ship's top speed by 20%. Increases the durability of the ship's engines by 100% and the ship's hull integrity by 10%. The ship's sensor profile is also reduced by 50%. Now that one sounds useful. I think we'll go with that. I am tempted by the heavy armor. I don't really know what these ones do at the moment, but we'll explore and we'll discover more about it. We'll take those, I think. Why not? Why not? Because they're not on the black market and they're going to cost us a lot of money. But what are we here for otherwise? We might as well. Okay then. Now we go into our inventory, and if you right click on these, we'll learn them and we'll add any benefits of them to our ship. Now our mission: stabilize the jump points, deliver the data to station commander. Ayu! Oh, we hit an asteroid there. Oh, you pillock. There we go. Let's speed up time. Get over there. There is a lot of chipping backwards and forwards. But if you're okay with, just relaxing, watching the ship sail through space, it's definitely worth the time. Ayo! You have the data. Well done. There's a brief wait as you transmit the data file. Now, while the system is running a preliminary analysis of the data, I believe you're due a reward of 5,000 credits. We've increased our relationship with both the faction and with Ayu specifically. There's a chime in the background and she looks concerned. Is there a problem? Yes, the system estimates it would take about a cycle to analyze the data and come up with a stabilization algorithm. Naturally, by then the data would be out of date and any algorithm based on it meaningless. If we had an AI core on hand, we could analyze the data more quickly. Fortunately, there's a survey probe somewhere in this system, one left over from the initial exploration of the sector by the domain. It should have at least one AI core serving as its brain. Where is it and why hasn't it been salvaged before? To answer your second question, domain artifacts are usually protected by automated defences that still function to this day, and this probe is no exception, and the hegemony generally forbids civilian interference with domain artifacts, for the sake of public safety, of course. Desperate times, however. As to where it is, my data indicates it's somewhere beyond the orbit of Pontus. Get there, head out beyond the asteroid belt, and use an active sensor burst. You should be at the very least get a sensor contact with the probe. Head towards it, perform salvage, and bring back an AI core. I'll see what I can do. So now we need to travel out past Pontus. It should... Oh, shit. We're out of supplies. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Not like this. No, 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 no. That was stupid. No, we don't need 50,000 of them. Thank you very much. There's no way to oh. Ah, there is. So if you hold hang on, is it just if you hold shift? Yeah, if you hold shift and drag, you can select the amount of a product that you wish to take. We shall take 80. Bosh. Confirm. That was a close call. We have supplies. I've never been that daft before. Quite that daft anyway. Daften. So let's explore past Pontus, and then we need to operate our... We need to use our active sensor burst once we are past Pontus. There we go. And an identified entity over here, which I believe should be what we're looking for. The Domain Era Probe. We will explore the Domain Era Probe. Your fleet approaches a Domain Era Probe left from the initial domain exploration of the sector. Pitted by small impacts, the probe's hull displays iridescence typical of fearsome radiation scarring. Though this probe's manufacture could well date to 1,000 cycles ago, some systems are still nominally active. As your fleet moves in closer, several enemy signatures are detected coming online inside the probe's hold. Engage the automated defenses. We'll take our flagship as our flagship. And we'll deploy everybody. Where are you, boys? Where are you, automated defenses? There we are. So what have we got? We've got a DSS Zeta Molly Defender D-Class drone, a D-Class fire support drone, a D-Class defense drone. Not really sure what these points mean. They might be armor points or just level of danger. I don't know. I don't believe that was explained to me. But either way, we're just going to fuck them all up. So that one, that one, that one. There we go. Where are you going, sir? We should take these out as rapidly as possible. Oops. Now there is a way to activate your automated missile defenses. But I don't think that we've got any installed, so we won't be doing that. We will, however, try and move in for engagement. He's probably pretty much dead now anyway. Oh, he is a sneaky little bastard, this one. He's down. Don't hit him. Oh, we did it. Your forces were able to gain a complete victory in the last engagement. Pick through the wreckage. Now, what we can do here, we can not only salvage stuff, but normally we can also, you can take scrap items from the wreckage, but you can also salvage ships and add them to your fleet if they are not overly knackered. We take all of that. As your fleet finishes mopping up the automated defenses, a weak hyperwave ping is detected coming from the probe. It's unclear as if this is random noise from a dying subsystem or some kind of encrypted signal. Your fleet finishes its approach to the domain area probe without further incident. Let's salvage. What have we got here? Volatiles. Rare isotopes of lighter elements such as deuterium or deuterium with critical applications in fuel production and other advanced industrial processes. The Gamma Core. Gamma level AI core capable of supporting most human endeavours. Marvellous. Let's take all of that. Continue on our way. Some of the ships in your fleet are at low combat readiness, below 40%. Their weapon systems and engines are likely to suffer malfunction and become temporarily disabled during sustained use, making them less capable in combat. It is recommended that you let these ships recover before using them in combat. Ships regain combat readiness over time, and friendly stations offer a quick way to do so and effect repairs, as well as hire on additional crew. So you can either allow your ships to repair themselves in transit, which uses an increased amount of supplies, which we've already got a bunch of supplies, or we can go into the nearest station that we encounter and we can just outright pay cash. So if we put it on the ships repairing as we travel, it will take 11 supplies a day for us to travel and repair. Maybe we will do that at the moment. If we do that at the moment in transit, and then it will cost us less to repair when we get there. So we'll do that. This is the field. Yeah. Okay. Where's our salvage? Is 6. This is the debris left over from our battle, I believe. Significant damage. Sorry, significant risk. So now we need to return to our space station. Sorry about the fractured talking. I was trying to function my brain as a brain. It struggles sometimes with using itself for its intended purpose. But you know, I'm only human. The sheer number and size of ships that you can get in this game is overwhelming. Everything from... Now, when we're in a battle, these ships seem large, but they are tiny compared to some of the like destroyer class frigates, etc. that you can get. We're going to trade some goods. Ooh, what's that? Recreational drugs. Are we on the black market? Hang on. Our transponder is on. Okay, we don't want to mess with none of that black market stuff. Thanks very much. That's a little dodgy for us. Illegal to trade on the open market. Oh, okay. We'll sell these volatiles. We could probably do with a few more supplies, so we'll push that up to 50 or close to. There we go. Oh. Boy can't count, apparently. Maybe a little more fuel as well. That's good. Might be worth seeing if we can attach any of these weapons to our fleet. Comms directory. Ayu! Same joke every time. We lost one of our gamma core. I don't know if we had multiple of them. We might be able to sell those on the black market. I'll send you the stabilization algorithm when the core works it up. Once you have it, it should be a simple matter of running it using your fleet's drive field as a means of interacting with the jump point. However, there's still the matter of the miners guarding both jump points out of the system. And you said their forces are significant. Well, it's all relative. Our security detachment could handle them easily, but as I've mentioned, it's tied down defending Ansira. Your fleet, on the other hand, you might be able to handle them with some stellar piloting and a bit of luck. But it's best not to take such chances, especially not when there's an alternative. What alternative is that? There's a ship graveyard around Tetra. Ships that were deemed not worth the effort to restore, awaiting bulk transit to one of the shipbreaking facilities elsewhere. Now though, they'll serve our needs. Go there and recover all the ships you can, and break the ones you can't for supplies. Make sure to bring enough crew to operate the recovered ships. Perhaps an extra 100 or so will do. You'll need to transport them somehow too. Take this mudskipper transport. Consider it part of your reward. So we've got a civilian transport we've added, which means that we can increase the number of crew we've got. And if we come back in here, we can purchase more crew members. This shift and drag thing, today is when I discovered that you can do that. So there's that. I would like to sell these gamma cores because they were worth about 10 grand each. So if we can find a black market trading area, I will definitely do that. What we got here? Increases the command point recovery rate by 250% when installed on the flagship. I like that. I'm not going to do it right now. Repair our ships at the dockyard. Cost 2 supplies. So our current mission is to head to the Derinku mining station. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's to head to Tetra. Excuse me. So off we pop then, boys. Off we pop. I think we're going to turn off our transponder. Just in case. We don't want to alert any pirates to our presence if we don't need to. Is there anything to be gained here? Don't want to establish a colony. But that is something that you can do if one was so inclined. A derelict Dram-class tanker drifting through space. It's battered, though determining whether it's recoverable or not will require closer examination. We can consider ship recovery on that one. Salvage crews boarding the wreck discover that many essential systems are undamaged and the ship could be restored to basic functionality. If not recovered, the ship will be scuttled and any fitting weapons and fighter LPCs will be retrieved. We'll recover.